about the contempt that Eric Withholder seems to have, not just for Congress or the states, but for we, the people. And it's time for him to go. On Friday, the chairman of the Congressional Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Darrell Issa, said he's willing to postpone a contempt of Congress vote against Eric Withholder, providing that the Attorney General turns over the additional Fast and Furious documents that he promised. Now, this is after the Attorney General sent Issa a letter on Thursday asking for a meeting to reach a compromise, an offer that Holder calls an extraordinary deal. Issa says he's still concerned that the Justice Department is not going to deliver enough documents to end his committee's investigation. Another committee member with concerns is South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy, and he joins me now. Congressman, good to have you here. Thank you for being part of the show.
Great to be with you, Governor.
Let's begin. There's a lot of pressure on Eric Holder right now. Do you think that he is making any offer at all because of the extraordinary pressure that members of Congress, including you, are putting on him, or is this a sincere effort on his part?
Among my many limitations, Governor, I can't read other people's motives. I can't judge their heart. I know this has been going on for 16 or 18 months. We haven't seen much of a willingness on his behalf to negotiate or compromise or make what he calls an extraordinary accommodation. What I said earlier, maybe a couple of weeks ago, as soon as David Axelrod tells the president that Eric Holder is a drag on your re-election bid, Eric Holder will be gone. I thought your opening monologue was beautiful. And it was beautiful to me because you touched on the point that means the very most to me. This is not a political exercise to me. I'm not smart enough and don't have the interest in weighing whether or not he's a political liability to the president. It's about a woman who carries a set of scales and a sword and wears a blindfold. And that department is not just another political department to me. Respect for the rule of law is the foundation of our republic, and if we lose that, we're not going to make it. So it's far and above politics to me.
Congressman, you were a former prosecutor. One of the, I guess, fundamental things that a prosecutor does is try to get all the information and the facts. Do you believe that there is a reason that the Attorney General is withholding? It looks like he'd want to come forth with as many documents that might clear not only him, but clear his department.
That's what I've said from the outset. There must be something in the documents he doesn't want us to see, because if they exculpated him, if they cleared him, he would have given them to us months ago. There are two main levels of inquiry. Number one, how a gun program as fundamentally flawed as Fast and Furious ever could have been approved by Maine Justice. That's point number one, so we can get answers for Brian Terry's family and for your viewers and for Congress. Point two is there was a demonstrably false letter written on February the 4th, 2011, which was calculated to mislead Congress. They denied the tactic of gun walking. 10 months later, they withdrew that letter, which is really unprecedented, Governor, to have the Department of Justice have to concede that a letter it sent to Congress was fundamentally misleading. I want to know how a letter that fundamentally flawed and misleading ever could have been drafted by a department that's supposed to be about justice.
Right now, there is a vote scheduled for Wednesday on contempt of Congress charges facing the Attorney General. Do you think there's anything that he can do that will keep that vote from taking place? And if so, what?
Sure, he can give us the documents.
How much of the documents?
I'm not interested in compromise and negotiations. I don't like
So you're not going to be satisfied, Congressman, with just him giving over. He's given 7,000 out of 140,000. You're going to insist either 140,000 give it all, or are you going to push forward with the vote?
I am, and I'll tell you why, Governor. If our original request was illegitimate, then we shouldn't be talking about contempt of Congress in the first place. If our original request was legitimate, then he needs to honor the request. This is not a bridge tournament. We're not haggling over the price of a used car. We have a dead Border Patrol agent, hundreds of dead Mexican citizens, a false letter sent to a committee of Congress, and thousands of weapons with America's fingerprints on it, arming the Mexican drug cartels. I want to know how it happened. I'm not interested in haggling or an extraordinary accommodation or plea bargaining. I want the documents. If we were wrong to ask for the documents, then someone needs to come on your show and say we overreached. We asked for more than we were entitled to. But absent that, and I'm convinced we did not, he needs to fully comply. This is not a political game. He needs to fully comply, and if that happens, then I'm sure the chairman will call off the vote, which then gets to the point of whether or not we're going to sanction him at all for 12 months of obfuscation, delay, and as you noted in your opening monologue, withholding.
Congressman, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you here, and thanks for the strong stand that you've taken on behalf of all citizens who simply want the truth. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day.
You too. Thank you.